Hello and welcome everyone to the Clan Corner. Now, before we start off, we did a record. We were supposed to do a recording an hour ago, but there were some communication problems involving pushing the wrong button. But we're doing we're doing another interview again. But let's get on the road. I am Crown Magician, but you can call me Abby's lackey. Because she told me to say that. But with us today, we're flying high upon the clouds. Joining me is in the sky is Wings of Daedalus, a great clan. We have Heldy,
Hoi!
and we have Felkin.
Hello.
As questions, we'll have to take questions from Twitch chat. Our mistress will be watching and pass it on to us. So, let's see what we got around here. There's a light breeze here across our couch made of clouds, wings resting for a bit before we flutter on. What brought WOD together?
Basically, I was sleeping one night, and when I woke up, I logged into my Steam to check if there was somebody online. And I got loads of messages from loads of members from the former clan I was in, Holy, which then said, Heldy, Holy is no more. What are we gonna do? So I was like, what? Holy is no more? So I went into our forum, and I read, and Thomas had, our clan leader Thomas from Holy Celestium had resigned as a leader, and he had taken the clan with him because he didn't think he was good enough to do the job and put that much dedication into the clan anymore. So basically, we're a bunch of people here now that sat without the clan. And we're like, what are we going to do now? Should we move on to other clans, or should we just stop playing, or should we just make our own clan? So the decision was in the end that we was going to make our own clan, where we would. So some people had already moved away from the Holy after it got disbanded. Some went to Riders, and I think went to Clan. And then some were in Grim and stuff. So we then sat there with the core members of the previous Holy, and we started, hey, let's make a new clan. So me and my co-founder, Celti, we started to really work on this new clan project because we wanted to make it right. So we sat there for 4 days discussing and writing down what the clan is going to be all about. And then at that point, we still didn't have a name for our clan yet. So, and this was at the start of the TVB tournament, because we as Holy Celestium had signed us up for TVB, but we couldn't. Then, since the clan disbanded after the first week in TVB, we had to make a new name. So we came up with the idea just to have a pseudo name during the TVB, which was Raining Tacos, which we then later renamed to Wings of Daedalus, after all the groundwork and all the clan photo and the lore was in place. So that's how our clan originated.
Okay. So. Something happened to my screen. Damn it! I hate when this does this. That's not good. My screen jammed on me. Okay. Never mind that. We can still continue. Sorry. This thing. Since their clan is new, it's really new. How do you think you'll do on competition?
Well, our goal for the competitions or to the competitive scene is not to be the best, because at the moment we can't be the best, but our goal is not to be the worst. So as long as we don't place last every single week, we're happy. We have loads of new people that aren't totally veterans, so they still need some practice and being teaching taught the ropes. So our goal is not to be the best and not to be the worst. So we're going to be kind of in the middle, at least in the start. So that's our vision for the competitive scene.
And does the clan have any lores behind the clan?
Yes, the clan has some lores, and we linked the. If you want to, I can link you the lore in the Twitch chat, so then everybody can read the lore because we have it on the docs page, which our co-founder Celti, which couldn't be here today because of school issues, since she's at school. So I can put the link in the Twitch chat, and I can read the first part of the lore. So you will see the link now in the chat. Oh, sorry, I have to log in. So no, don't worry. But you'll find it under Wings of Daedalus in the docs section. So basically, our lore is that Daedalus was an ancient ship for one sole purpose: to bring stability to the world by unifying its people. However, the wars between the people were so fierce that its mission failed. Gabriel named his ship Icarus, son of Daedalus, in honor of the motive of an airship made to bring stability and progress. Unfortunately, this mission failed, and like in the ancient tale where Icarus' wings melted in the sun, the idea of peace and stability melted under the constant conflicts on power and resources between the former empires of the known world. So, basically, our clan is we're like the last survivors or the last fighters of our of this Daedalus to bring stability and peace to the country. So that's basically a little bit of lore, and you can read the rest of it inside the doc section.
And what kind of roles clans do you think you will fill? Like, for example, the Grim Reaper takes and trains new players, and Storm Riders looks for friendly, close-knit player for the competition.
Yeah, so our community, or our clan, we go deeper than just to be inside the game of Guns of Icarus. We have all started there, that's where we've met, but we play other games a lot as well, and we play a lot together. So, for example, Left 4 Dead, we play a lot together. So, in the Guns of Icarus scene, we try to be the friendly guild that or a clan that many people like. So we always try to be helpful when we can and friendly, and try to basically show the players that this game is really good and they should keep playing it and join some really good clans. And then we can have some Clash of Clans. So we want to be nice to everybody and make everybody feel like they're having a nice time. Because if they're not having a nice time, they're not that nice to play with. So if everybody's happy, it's much more fun to play with. So then you can joke around. So that's what our goal is, to just make everybody happy, at least in our crews when we fly.
And since Aerodrome is coming up in November, will you guys be taking part of the Aerodrome?
Earlier today, we discussed on the TeamSpeak about the Aerodrome, and we're definitively signing up. The only thing we haven't decided is if we're going to sign up a ship of 4 or a ship of 8. But hopefully we'll sign up a full ship of 8. So we'll still just talk to the rest, because we have at least a ship of 4 ready for the Aerodrome. So just trying to get the rest to go in. So we have 2 ships to go and have loads of fun in the Aerodrome. So this is an event we've been looking forward to for some time. But we were a bit unsure with our progress now if we're going to do it or not, but we decided that we're going to do it. So, to everybody out there, you'll see Wings of Daedalus in the Aerodrome. And we'll race the points with squids, just like we did in the TVB tournament, the squid races. Isn't that right, Felkin?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
What do you, since also Adventure Mode is coming up too, what does the clan hope to see in adventure mode?
Uh, I hope to see the at least we haven't spoken that much of the adventure mode inside the clan because we're just like, oh, adventure mode, it's so far out there. But what I personally want to see in the adventure mode is the courier missions, because I played Eve and to transport things was really nice because I used to be a miner for a long time. So then once you mine and you haul your goods to somewhere else where you can sell it for more profit. So I hope in the adventure mode that you get courier missions, where for example I have a fleet of like 4 ships, and then you have to protect the one ship to do a courier mission, a bit like Tropo's VIP mode, where you have to like protect the one ship. So what I also hope that they could do if they make that is to do it a little bit like they do in Dark Souls, where other players can invade when you're playing. So for example, when you sit there and you do a courier mission against the AIs, all of a sudden you can get ambushed by real players as well, which would make it even harder. Which I think it would be really fun. So that's what I hope to see, more courier missions, or courier missions in adventure mode.
And what roles do you guys fill within the clan? You know, um, like other than the roles that you told us before. Like, what in the future do you think you guys will be in the roles for the future?
In the future, I hope we'll be one of the more serious competitive clans, which will do pretty good. Be one of the, maybe not the top clans, but will be there, and people will say, "Oh, Wings of Daedalus, we're gonna have a hard time now." It's like, so we hope to be a tough opponent. If not the best, we hope to be one of those who goes like, "Oh, geez, we just got bracketed against Wings of Daedalus." So that's our goal, at least in the competitive scene, to be a little bit fearful instead of just the team like, it's just Wings of Daedalus. It's easy victory, easy pick up 5-0, dominated. So it's more like if you don't watch out, you'll easily get your butt hurt.
Well, other than Guns of Icarus, do you guys play any games outside of Guns of Icarus? And if you do, what games?
Yeah, we all started from Guns of Icarus, but when time has come and we sit there and it gets at least late for some people and extremely late for other people, we tend to play some other games. For example, for some time we had a Starbound server where one of our members he did some modding on it and stuff. So we were like kind of playing all the new mods on it and messed around in Starbound. I've worked in Guns of Icarus. And then after Starbound, we started playing some Minecraft, because some people didn't have Minecraft, so they managed to get it. And we did loads of Minecraft. I think at one point we tried to build the Pyramidion. I think we managed to do it, but I didn't see the final result before we then managed to we restarted the server after a while. Because since we're the span, our player span is from all over the world, from America to Costa Rica, Brazil, Norway, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, I think, and Canada. I think that's all. So we're like from all over the world. So yeah, we restarted and it was fun, and then we started playing some Unturned. This was also, I'm dragging this as we did this as well in Holy. So we played some Unturned and Left 4 Dead. We played Killing Floor, and so basically we go in and we're like, should we play Guns of Icarus today? Yes, let's play some Guns of Icarus today. And if not, it's like somebody's playing Left 4 Dead, for example, and you just go into TeamSpeak like, hey, let's play some Left 4 Dead, and some people will always join in. So even though we're just 13 people, we play lots of different games a lot together. So we're really tight-knit group that play more than just Guns of Icarus. It's not about Guns of Icarus anymore as it was. It's about the friendship.
I personally play a lot of Gary's mod because I moderate on a server. So whenever I'm not playing Guns of Icarus with the guys, I log hours in Gary's mod. And when I'm not losing my mind over Gary's mod in Guns of Icarus, I play the game Windforge and then Shadow of Mordor. I've been playing that a lot lately. I spend I spend too much time playing different video games though. I will admit to that.
And what brought you guys to the clan? You know, what does this clan mean to you?
To me, this clan, since I'm the co-founder, it kind of means everything. If I, after Holy disbanded, if I was even a doubt that I wouldn't be able to do this, I would never have made a clan because I've been in many clans, I've seen many clans diminish, and so you get this weird feeling when you kind of own the clan. You have this responsibility, and you're like, if something happens, you have to kind of be there. So you need to be always proactive. So I'm like always on the TeamSpeak, and if I didn't have this clan, and if I didn't join the previous clan that I was in that got disbanded, I don't think I would play against Vickers today, because it's basically the only thing that keeps most of us around playing together. It's like we can mess around, fly together. So for me, this clan is like almost the whole reason why I play against Vickers and enjoy playing against Vickers. And it's also where we tend to go when we have a shitty day or we have some shitty events that has happened or something. We go in there and we would sit there and we'd just vent out, and then we'd end up always laughing at the end and telling funny jokes and sending funny YouTube videos and weird gifs. So for me at least, the clan is almost, it's like you wake up, you log on the TeamSpeak, and you go like, oh, good morning to whoever's on there, and when you go to bed, you say good night, and then you just jump into the BRB channel and you come back on in the morning. So
This clan means for me, like, it's more like a family. I can talk to people, I have problems. I hang out with a lot of the other players. Has, who's one of our gunners, he's actually coming up to where I live this November, December, because he wants to visit myself and my fiance, and I think he wants to hang out with our future little one and mess with my fiance because she's pregnant. And when I told the clan that my fiance was pregnant, actually everybody was like, "Oh, you should name it Peanut Butter or Peanut Butter Junior or Felkin Junior," and everybody was all excited, and they were all like, "Oh, I hope it's this and I hope it's that, and when are you gonna find out?" And I actually get regular messages from Celty, the other head, asking, "Do you know the sex chat? Do you know the sex chat?" And I'm like, "I'll tell you when I find out. Don't worry." So, this clan is a really big family, and I wouldn't actually be in this clan if it wasn't for Ganja Dreads, and if it wasn't for Heldy and Celty and all the people that I met back in Holy pulling me into WOD. I probably wouldn't play Guns of Icarus anymore, but they actually did, and I've actually really enjoyed everything they've done. There has been some bumps in the road, backseat piloting and all, but we step over those bumps and we continue forward, and we work great as a group, and we work great as a small little family.
So yeah, that's who we are. We think I went this summer, for example, to visit Has in Brazil, or across the continents to visit a friend that you've never really seen, except you played with him for like every day for 5 months. And we're going, hey, let's meet up. To travel across the world, to fly a plane for 15 hours, then spend a cool week just messing around. So we're like a family, as Felkin says.
And where do you see this clan in the future, like in a year time?
In a year time, we'll be a lot more active competitively, because that's what we're working on now. That's our main goals. So we'll be a little bit bigger, not much bigger, because that's when we have some player retention or some people that decided to do other things. with their lives instead of just playing Goi. So we'll grow a little bit, and we'll be more fierce in the Guns Vickers competitive community. And we'll do loads of crazy stuff in the competitive wise. And we'll have loads of laughs, and whenever people see us, at least in pub matches, they should always be... I hope they always feel like we're nice, and we always make people laugh and joke around. Because that's basically all that you're playing a game. If you're not having fun, it's not a game anymore. It's a chore. And who likes to do chores? Huh? I don't.
I feel like if the clan is around, I'll say I've been around about a year, but about 5 years down the line, if like Guns of Icarus is still really popular and the clan is still around, I feel like WOD and some of these other clans like SPQR and Cake, I feel like they'll have stood the test of time, and they will be there, and they'll be head clans that everybody looks towards for guidance. And people aren't afraid to come up and go, hey, how did you guys do it? How did you become this popular? And I know there's a whole bunch of other clans I didn't mention that will stand the test of time. But, it'll be interesting.
Like, Felkin Gents and
Yeah,
Bullet
Gents.
Boys. Gents being the oldest clan.
Yeah. Which I'm in. Well, these clouds are so comfortable. The sun is so relaxing. So let's move on to the personal questions. Let's see what makes you tick. All right. All right. This is serious as a fluffy pie. All right. What is your favorite maps, and why is your favorite maps?
Well, I'll start then. My favorite map is, after a long thinking, and changed my mind for a couple of months ago. It's now Battle on the Dunes. Yes. Basically, because you have the I know, yeah, right. Everyone's like, Dunes, that's a boring map. There's just some clouds in the going through the sea, the 3 section. Like, well, you can use them a lot. You see, I love when I saw the Mandarins do it, for example, and usually people say, oh, it's only sniping. You can't brawl in Dunes. It's crazy. You can't ambush in Dunes. But then you see when I saw the Thralls doing double blender fish on Dunes, then flanking, doing a cross flank, and just devastating thrashing the other enemy. It was just amazing, and after that I just fell in love with Dunes. But before that, my favorite map was Canyon Ambush. But that was before, when they had the invisible wall, because I was in love with that ever since somebody showed me, like, hey, have you seen the invisible wall on Canyon Ambush? I used to have so much fun around it, because many people didn't really know exactly where the boundaries of the invisible wall was. So you could hide there, you could pot shot from there, and they would see you, but they couldn't hit you. And it would lure the other targets, so they would stand there and bump into the wall, and you would have a really fun time. But now that that's removed, my favorite map is Dunes, because of the diversity of combat you can do in it, and how people say, like, oh, it's so boring, and it always tends to do the same thing, and then you can prove them wrong. But the number one reason why I love Dunes was after I started shooting lots of lumberjacks. Because when you're on the blue side and you spawn closest to the Leviathan, you can actually, as a lumberfish, or as a lumber spire, you can turn around just a little bit. You don't even have to move, and then you can just do some shots, and you can hit the other ship if it hasn't moved yet. So just by kind of knowing the position of it, you can do it. I've done it a couple of times, and it's the funniest feeling you get. It's like landing a Lochnagar flag, and then when you read the chat afterwards, you just see the WTF in the chat, and you just start to laugh, and it's so funny. You feel this feat of accomplishment, and then when you then ram them to death later, it's always fun. So Felkin.
I would have to say it's a tie between Earthen Forge and Partition Rumble. Partition Rumble, because you have all those buildings, and when I crashed into one, I'm like, oh, that building moved in front of me. I swear I was flying in the right direction. I swear I turned just enough. I swear it moved. I swear the buildings are moving. And then I get to laugh because I was like, no, 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 you did that on purpose. I'm like, no, I swear I would never run into a building on purpose. I would never intentionally give you guys something to do, you know? And then, with that map, you've got people, hitting you and you crashing into buildings and the buildings doing damage. And then, other things are happening while you're fighting. And then with Northern Forge is a really cloudy slash stealthy map, which on that, you can flank, you can pop up behind people, and it's really, really entertaining, and it's really, really good because you get that element of surprise when you're playing Northern Forge because, if they pop up behind you, you have to either do evasive maneuvers or adapt and hopefully overcome the people that you're going against. And it doesn't always work. Sometimes you die and sometimes you win and sometimes you crash into giant mountains and wish you didn't. I mean, we just blame Heldy. Hashtag blame Heldy.
Sorry. Hashtag not sorry. Oh.
rolling out with our ships. What is your favorite ship and why? Felkin?
I have two favorite ships. That is the Goldfish and the Squid. The Goldfish because it's an easy ship. For one, it's a really easy ship to fly, and it's got a good speed. That and when you get a newer player, when you do pug matches, they can jump on your ship, get easily accustomed if they're an engineer or a gunner, and they do pretty well. And with the Squid, it would have to be because of the Timmy B, when I just took off in that Squid, and I had Heldy in the back shooting mines out of nowhere, hitting people, and it was a unique experience doing the Timmy B. Plus, flying the Squid. That was like my third time flying a Squid, so that was really, really unique. And, squids are really, really squishy, and they don't take too much damage before they just blow up into a million pieces. But, it's a unique experience to be able to fly a squid, and also to fly the Goldfish. I know they're not the hardest ships to fly. I'm pretty sure that's the Spire, which is probably why it's like my least favorite ship. That and the Galleon, because there's no turn. But, it's like, I would have to say it is definitely the Goldfish and the Squid.
Hallie?
Yeah, my favorite is if I get the lumberjack, it's a Goldfish. And it's by far that's my favorite. If I get to shoot the lumberjack on a Goldfish, I could sit there all day. Of course, then the pilot has to know a little bit of how to do it. So, but that's my absolute favorite ship is the lumberfish. But I can't fly any of the Goldfish really, except the lumberfish, which I usually end up doing the exact opposite of what everybody else does, because people say, oh, you can't ram with the lumberfish, and I say, hey, well, you got Lochnagar, haven't you? That means you can go close, and you can ram with the lumberfish, and you can do anything you want with the lumberfish. But if there's it's a ship that I like to fly with any loadout, it's by far the Squid, because after I've seen how I can dodge with that ship, it's just amazing. It's so fast, and you can get in and out of combat so quick. It's not that, it's a bit squishy, that's why it's called the squidgy. So, but the way you can just change things, and you can engage and leave combat, re-engage, and how it can dodge heavy flaks and lumberjacks so good at longer distances, it's just insane. So that's my favorite overall ship, with my favorite ship with the lumberjack loadout. That is the Goldfish.
And what's your favorite role on Guns of Icarus, and why?
I'll answer for Felkin. No, just kidding. I'll take my absolute favorite role is the main engineer, because when I play games, I'm usually the supporting person, the healer. So it kind of came natural to me to be the main engineer, and I love how you have to think ahead of time. You can't just live in the moment when you main engineer, you have to always be you have to be sharp all the time. You have to think ahead of time. You have to know where the other ships are. Where is it likely that they would ram you? Will they strip your armor now? Will they go for your balloon? Or what's gonna happen? And you have to know: do they have flamethrower? Do I have to? Should I prioritize now doing a chem spray run, or should I just start camping the hull, or should I get ready to move or do something else? It's just how you have to think and then act on the spot. For example, you see a metamidian charging you, and you go like, "Huh, where should I go now? Should I camp the hull, or?" And then you see another ship, and you just have to prioritize all the time, and that's what I love: the prioritizing of the ship. And when you have pilots who burn loads of engines, especially on Pyramidians, it's actually you actually got something to do. It's amazing.
Felkin?
Well, before Heldy and Salty and the rest of the WOD clan bribed me / pushed me, threatened in a way to be a pilot. It used to be
we strongly
engineer.
recommended.
Oh yes. Here are your two choices, Falcon. You can either be a pilot or a pilot.
Yeah.
So you get no choice, pretty much. But I used to love being an engineer for the same reason that Heldy did, because it was something. It was kind of a grind to me, but it was something that I could do. I could run around the ship, have fun, jump off the ship if I wanted to, make myself look like a fool a little bit, but I still had fun while doing it. And then there was always, the Gungeoneer. That was always a lot of fun for me because I just loved sitting there and shooting the Gat at people all day long, or the Flak, or the... I shot a Hades once, and I wish I never did again. I don't understand how Has can shoot that thing. But now I'd have to say it's definitely the pilot. One of the reasons I really like the pilot is because when you get a really good co-captain to work with you, like when you're in two teams, when you work with that captain, it's a great feeling to achieve victory. And even if you lose, as long as that captain was actually willing to, take the time and talk to you and work with you, it's a great feeling. That, and I get to tell Heldy to do what to do, and now they have to listen to me, and they don't get to tell me I have to be a pilot anymore. I just do it. But yeah, mostly with the pilot, it's I also get to ram. I love ramming ships, especially when they're like, you're not supposed to ram with the ship, and I just do it anyway. Like my goldfish, I used to ram Pyramidians with my goldfish all the time, and Heldy and Salty used to yell at me all the time. They're like, you can't do that. I'm like, no, this is my ship. I do what I want. This is my rules today. And then we died, but I would just blame Heldy for not fixing the hull or something like that. Like I said, hashtag blame Heldy. Mr. Demotion on the peanut butter squares.
Yeah, you see. But we forgot to mention that here now, didn't we? That our clan system operates in peanut butter squares and cookies. So in the team, and we also have time wizards. I don't know if anyone of you, or have read the what's it called again? The
Squeaky Cog.
This is Squeaky Cog. That's where it goes. Every second week, we posted Thomas, the editor, to have a huge chapter about the time wizards, so you can all read, because whenever you have the slow-mo, it's because of time wizards. So we basically made a little lore about slow-mo. And when you jump into our TeamSpeak, we'll always see, like, we have peanut butter, and we have cookies as prizes. So when you do good, you get cookies and peanut butter squares. So that's also something every other clan should have, instead of just some plain logos.
We have the Time Wizard hats, and the little lore behind the Time Wizard hats is I am the head Time Wizard, and Eric Redmall, who plays the game, is me, but he is the head of the Inquisition against Time Wizards. So it's a little bit of a conundrum. It's actually quite funny to listen to us on TeamSpeak, because we argue back and forth that you shouldn't persecute Time Wizards because they're not bad, but he believes you should persecute Time Wizards because they make the game almost impossible. It actually happened during one of the TeamEV challenges where we were doing the capture the point. Our match specifically got hit with really, really bad lag, and it was like flying through jello, and it was horrible. And we were blaming Time Wizards, and then I realized I was blaming myself. So we had some issues there.
Uh, oh, do you have a weapon that you guys like to hog, or what? Figuratively speaking, what is your favorite weapon, and why is it your favorite weapon?
Well, I like my favorite weapon whenever I get it is the lumberjack, because I've spent hours and hours and hours in Sandbox figuring it out, and I think I posted a YouTube video before they nerfed it. How you could shoot from 2K with normal shots, just to prove everybody who told me that I was wrong, to all the old-time genstocks and the trolls, and yes, everyone who back when I was a noob, said you can't shoot more than 1640 with the lumberjack. I said no, you can hit over 2K. So that was just to prove them wrong. So that's how much time I spent on it. So whenever I see a goldfish against a lumberjack, and if I know the pilot, I'll hog that gun for ages and never let it go. It's mine. It's mine always. I just need to be an engineer with less smoke, and I can do whatever.
I have two favorite guns. The flare gun, because it is the most underrated gun in the entire game, besides the harpoons, of course. Because you can do a lot with a flare gun. It's not only, for clearing out clouds. If you hit somebody's balloon with it, it can seriously wreck their balloon. If you ask Redmaw, he loves it whenever I put flare on my ship, because he gets to sit there and just shoot it as the main engineer all day, and he's like, oh, yes. But I love using it because, hitting people's balloons, even if it's my teammate, that stacks of fire on my teammates. And, of course, I get yelled at for it by the captain because I'm hitting my own teammates. But, what does he know? And then you've got the GAT because of its high turn power and the way that it shoots and strips holes so quick. It's really good. Well, I prefer the flare over the GAT, but I'd still consider him a tie.
Let's see now. What lores would you guys like to see fleshed out or made canon?
Which lore? For me, that would be the Yishan Empire, because how they do, like, when I saw the co-op trailer or the Adventure Mode trailer for when you saw all the factions, then you saw the Yishan, which like the stability, and when you saw like during the plant life and all that, there was like regeneration, and we're like, oh yeah, that's my favorite lore, and I want it to be I want that to be fleshed out. As long as I want to have more of at the moment to have a little bit of lore about all the different maps, but I would so like to see a deeper lore on the map so you can get a feeling of where in the world is the canyon in the canyon ambush. You kind of know it, but there is no map and place in the world reference at the moment. So I would like it so that they connect that and as well do a little bit more of the lore about the different places. So that I think was really cool.
I have been instructed to tell you that I would like the Ishan Empire. I have no idea anything about the Guns of Igris lore. I just know that they tell me to pilot a ship, aim it at somebody, and pew pew pew, and then don't die. But if I actually started looking into the lore, I would probably agree with Heldy, mostly because it's a piece, and pieces tends to be the ultimate goal in life. I apologize. Somebody's talking to me and looking at cribs.
So yeah, the Yishan Empire so far. That's what I want to see as well.
I'm just going to agree with Heldy on this. He knows more than I do.
So, Wings of Daedalus makes Mistress. Damn it, Abby. Still thinks of wings. First off, if you could fly anywhere around the world with your wings, where would you go, and what design would your wings be?
My design of our wings, they would be. If you see our logo, which will be down there, you'll see that we have some really nice white wings, I would semi-use them. Oh, by the way, that's kudos to that guy there, because he made the fly to my wings would be white or more grayish with metallics on them, and I would by far go to Japan and back to Brazil, because I went there to visit Has. I think the stream is offline.
Is
It
it?
is?
Oh, it's back live now. So the stream went down a little bit, so we'll just see. I'll just do a quick rephrase. I would like to go to Japan because I love the cultures and I like watching the animes there. And I would like to go back to Brazil since I went there to visit Has, and it was a really, really cool time. Tasted food I've never tasted before, drank coconut water, which we don't have in the warm climate of Norway, where we don't have snow. So yeah, that would be my lovely grey and shiny wings. That looks kind of steampunkish.
I would probably have the angel wings, which is believe the format I used for the image. I would take those angel wings and fly myself to New Zealand and hang out with Eric Redmaw and hang out with his friend who, when we play Age of Empires, even though they're right next to each other, they both have like 1,000 ping latency difference from each other, which doesn't make any sense to me because, I live across the ocean here and I get a better ping than his own friend does, who's just like right across the street. So I want to figure out and solve that because to me that's one of life's great mysteries as to why his internet is so much different than his. Because if you're right next to a person, your pings or your latency or anything of the sort should be the same.
But Felkin, time wizards.
Ah,
By far.
Indeed.
With my clan, since we're kind of originated from Holy, and we're a subgroup of Holy, I think I would start by doing when the Holy was taken apart or left to split into shatters. My favorite, and when we had to rebuild it and to get like the community going back together again, because everybody was really shaky. Like, oh no, what's gonna happen? We don't know. And so for me, the best moment is when me and Celtic got together. We rebuilt the clan and just try to make it work. I think this stream's offline again. Wait. So to me that and it's also to fly when we did the Team B tournament, and Felkin, you fell asleep, and so we're like stressing all out, like, dude, our pilot, where is he? And then we managed to sub out Felkin because he didn't reply to anything, or like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? So that was on the 4th week, I think, where we get random ships and random loadouts. So we got then the on one of our sides, which we use the most, we got the lumberjack and the watcha. So of course, when you get the lumberjack, I'm like, hey, lumberjack! So I was really, really happy for that, and we did really great. And has got the watcha. But the funniest thing was in the lobbies, because all the referees and commentators were like, you have one you can switch your ships or your loadout or one of your guns to have it re-rolled, and they were like pushing everybody, and I think they asked us 4 or 5 times or something, and in the end, just for fun, we changed the back gun of the galleon, and then we got the what's it called again? I forgot. The sniper gun. Yeah, the Mercury field gun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got that, and we made a goal of the match to at least shoot some with the Mercury field gun. So, which we actually in fact did. So, I felt really accomplished. And if the other team hadn't done such good teamwork, we would have gotten them. But it was so fun. We had so many laughs in there. it's that was by far my best moment.
I would say my best moment, besides the fact that I overslept and missed week 4 and was instantly forgiven, and I did get a -1 on my peanut butter square profit. But you know what? It was worth it. I slept. But I'd say when we did the squid race, because everybody was working together, and it was a great unison effort. Heldy and Salty and Haz were all talking to me, and they were working well together as engineers, keeping my engines up even though I was burning them half to death. And they were warning me when my engines were getting too burnt because I was too focused on not crashing into things and not crashing into other players and their mines. So that was one of the greatest moments that I've ever had in the clan. And people worked really well together, and our clan worked really well together. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about our clan.
It was a shame though that they couldn't get our victory laps. Because in the end they were just spinning around in victory.
Yeah, I was doing 360s in the squid.
Commentating. I will solve that with the matchmaking, I hope. And so I hope to see more snowmen, and hopefully more peanut butters, or peanuts at least, like hidden around, like they have the hidden skull on the spire, for example, which we spent a long time to find, because somebody said, "Hey, there's a hidden skull on the spire. Can you find it?" We spent so much time finding. So more of these Easter eggs, because that was the same as when, because I went to visit Muse this summer. Then I had to tell them about, because when you had the army edition on the Mobila, the snowman was gone. Can you believe that? It's the snowman. They had removed the snowman of one of the skins. So when I was going to say hello to the snowman before we started, it wasn't there. So I had to, of course, tell them to get the snowman back. And of course, they did. So that was nice. But yeah, more snowmen and more hidden stuff. It is it basically doesn't really matter in the big picture, but it's really funny. And because how I think about the ships is, yes, some people say they're like, oh, it needs a buff, but that's the same as metas change, and a new meta becomes different. For example, we're gone from the Mercury meta, the double Mercury, until like the Gatling mortar, and they've gone through the Gatling mortar and Gatling flak and stuff. So the metas change, and what people use the most is what's basically almost called the meta, because it's the safest bet. So I don't think ships really need nerf. I think it needs more tactical play in the picture, because at the moment we've just been doing almost like brawling. Because except for a few teams, most teams, they just have this one rule that's stick together, shoot the same target, and we win. So so you get this it's not boring. It's fun to watch, but the mentality behind it, I think it's a bit boring. So I would like to see, for example, some new maps which would encourage to do more strategic flying instead of just flying together. So I don't know how they would look, but there would be like more. For example, the commentators have the Valley of Death, I think they called it, in the Cannon Ambush. And I think if you have more of like those, where you can push someone in and then force them into different engagements on your terms, and then you can like split push and go from 90 degrees angles and stuff onto a target ship, it will be much more fun. So that's what I want to kind of see, or change or improve with the game.
I'd like to see more options for ships, and maybe a bit more options for weapons. I'd also, as Golden Glade mentioned, they said that they were coming out with a 2v2 version of Fight on the Field and Water Hazard. I'd like to see more of those larger maps brought down to like a 2v2 and maybe trimmed a little bit, so that, it's getting a 4v4 or a 3v3 can be difficult, and if you make it a 2v2 map, people will play it more. And I think it'd be interesting to play on those, especially in a 2v2 environment where you're having to race from point to point, and you don't have three people there to rely on. It's just you and your comrade, and it can go either way in that case. So it can either go really, really good or it can go really, really bad, and you have to, anticipate your movements. And I think it will require a lot more cooperative, like Heldy was wanting.
Because I didn't read the Golden Glade comment before now, so I'm a bit sorry, Golden Glade. Sorry.
Sorry.
But, yeah. I think if it's the fight on Fernfield, I think that would be such a cool map to do 2v2, because it will be a different version of the Northern Fjords. It would be more open, and I like open maps. That's why I like Battle on the Dunes. But it will still have the ability to go high, go low, and I think if they keep the middle, for example, it would be really interesting. So that would be extremely awesome.
So, if you had to fire out a cannon, the village killer, which is a cannon that you put people in and just shoot it out anywhere, what friend in Guns of Icarus would fire it out at?
Heldy, and definitely Heldy, mostly because of the forceful pilot or pilot situation that they put me in. So I would shoot him as far as I could, or into the closest mountain, maybe to that snowman on that mountain that he likes talking about. See how he likes to meet him, face to face. Just deal with him.
It's like, don't worry, I'll take you there right now. Just get into the cannon.
Yep, just get into the cannon and everything will be okay. All of your dreams will come true. You'll get to go visit the snowman, and maybe you'll find some peanut butter.
Watch the legs.
But don't worry, Felkin. Though you have to shoot me backwards though, so I can still do my backseat flying.
Right? Yeah, your backseat flying and your forceful natures.
So I guess since I crew for Felkin so much, and sometimes I'm like, oh, Felkin, why did you do this? I think I would have to shoot you back, Felkin. Because then I could just take the helm and fix all the things that is done, and then get it over with.
I don't know. I feel like if you took over after shooting me out of the ship, you would crash because you'd just be that lowly engineer that would get stuck piloting with no pilot tools. I mean, how would you be able to pilot the ship correctly? You don't have the Phoenix Claw or the kerosene or everything else.
One doesn't need that, you see. You just need an old Gat mobile and you're fine. So, is there anything you want to know about us, either your Crown Magician or the chat?
What's your favorite color? What's you guys' favorite color?
You go first, Felkin.
Black. Definitely black. Mostly because, well, black or blue technically. I used to work for Walmart, so blue shirts are usually what I own and what my wardrobe is mostly made of. And I don't know, I just got so comfortable wearing those colors that they're like, yeah, that's my color now.
Yeah, my favorite color is, I think it must be, or technically it isn't a color, but it's white, because whenever I do exercise, I usually get sweaty and stuff, and to have a light blue or a gray t-shirt, it's not good. It makes everyone see all your sweaty armpits. That's why it's white. Because I usually do loads of dancing, because I do swing dancing like boogie woogie and West Coast and all that stuff. So I used to dance a lot, and then a white t-shirt it made your day.
Do you like which spelling do you like preferred, British or American spelling?
Well, being American, obviously I'm going to prefer the American spelling of things, because the British spelling of things is just way too confusing and way too, overly used, because everybody's like, oh, if I use the British spelling, I might sound a little bit smarter. But no, you just confuse people when you use, like, the different spellings of, like, honor and gray and gray. It gets confusing because, as an American myself, reading, like, if you send me gray and you spell it the two different ways, or honor and honor, and you spell it the two different ways. For one of them, I'm going to correct you on one of them, and the other one will be like, yeah, I understand what you're talking about there.
Well, my father is a Bromé from Birmingham, so yeah, I think my choice would naturally fall into the English spelling. So yeah. That's because that's what I've in at home. We have this weird thing where it gets speaking both English and Norwegian across each other, so we can start a sentence in English and switch to Norwegian and vice versa, and sometimes speak in Norwegian, sometimes just speak in English. So when people get there, they just all suddenly stop when they hear like weird words. Like you'll say, "Could you get the put the plate in the dishwasher?" For example, I say the dishwasher in the in Norwegian, and then yeah, it's a bit weird. So, but definitely English spelling.
English. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is salads, pizza, and ice cream, but not in that necessary order, because that would just be disgusting.
Right.
Lately, after my favorite food is, according to a newspaper or an article that was written a long, long time ago about how they tried to get, I think there was an American school or something, a state to eat more better at school. They had to claim that the pizza was vegetable. So I love to eat vegetables. That's why it's loads of pizza. So my favorite food is by far pizza.
Apparently, Abby, quite an interesting question. Um, she typed, if you were to proclaim a new overlord, master, mistress, whatever, what would they be? And would it be also be robots, aliens, toasters, cats, or something else?
Well, you know, everybody's heard the catchphrase like, "Guns don't kill people, but people kill people," right?
Yeah.
Well, they have this about toasts as well, because you have if toast don't toast, but toast, does then toast.
That was
So
just
there you
overly
go.
confusing.
So
If I,
yeah,
if
well,
I had to pick, it would be dogs. Dogs are the new overlord. You know, all I want from you is their belly scratched. They want you to refill their food dish and their water dish, and they just want to be able to give you kisses like this. So see, dogs are totally the new overlord. And that toast thing is just overly confusing.
well, everyone knows toasters. They are the coolest things alive, because they're not. But
How about
nah,
potatoes? The potatoes will be the new overlords.
potatoes. That's
Potatoes are gonna probably be the overlord because it's
but
all over the internet. You know, potatoes are potatoes. That's it. Logical sense. Potatoes are overlords. Let's see now. Do you have pets? We can tell that Falcon has pets. So
I have two pets. I've got this one right here. This is Millie. She is what is she, hun?
She's a shepherd hound.
A shepherd hound mix. And then I've got this little one over here who refuses to cooperate with us right now. This is Iowa. She is a beagle hound mix. We actually adopted them both from the shelter. We got Millie first, and then we figured Millie needs a friend, so we got little Iowa. And they're the best of friends now, and they love to, instead of play with each other, play with us. So the idea of getting her a friend ended up them getting us friends. So it worked out. I mean, they're good dogs for the most part.
and we have this. We just call it the clan pet because we have. I think Celti in the clan. She has a parrot, but we just call it the dog. Because we'd sit there and its laugh is so evil because every time you do something bad, you will hear the dog going back going wah, 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 wah. And we get like, oh, your dog, Sultan. Like, oh, my dog. So her pirate is actually her dog.
Cute.
I have a pet chicken. Not lying. I actually have a hen.
I
It's
used to
outside.
have several pet chickens when I lived out in the country.
No, I'm allergic to animals or furry animals, so sadly I can't have them. But at home at my parents' house we have a dog though. It's a Chinese crested or a Chinese naked dog. So it's really cool. It's not pretty, but it's really cool and it's really dumb. So it's funny.
Well, let's see. Apparently, Abby's. Well, back to the question of the precame and new overlord. Abby's would be a muse god, and Skywills for the new overlords.
Skywills are evil, Abby.
No.
I still go for potatoes because potatoes are potatoes, right? But sadly, this is the last clan corner that may. Well, there are going to be special revisits with Cake Clan, but for now, there'll be no more episodes. I hope there would be more episodes because I didn't see Abby do 404, but you know. But Abby would have loved to be the host to finish her off her last clan corner, but fate has conspired against her, and she's down a hearing aid, unable to be a good host, even though she still is, to listen to our guests. The clouds are turning gray, so let unfurl our wings and head off into the sunsets. Let wave goodbye to Heldy and Felkin. So,
Goodbye.
Hope to see you all in the skies.
yes, and it's a goodbye for Abby and me, her lowly host. Come on, Abby. So typing all this stuff to shut me down. No, it's playing. I hope everyone had a fun day today. Goodbye, and this is Crown Magician signing off.
Goodbye.
Later.
Goodbye.
Teletubbies.